Okay guys, how's it going? I'm back with another video. I've been doing a bad job of filming, but pretty excited about all this. I got a new drift car. I've been wanting to add power to the car, as you guys know. It was like my biggest complaint was I want to add power. We definitely fixed that with this. So we're working on it already. Because like I said, I'm terrible at filming. So this is a 2JZ NAT motor. So it's a non-turbo engine. The guy rebuilt it with ARP main studs, head studs, and then a GTE gasket. And it's running the software, the computer and everything is off of a JDM Aristo. So it's a factory turbo ECU running this engine. He did a fresh rebuild on it, new rings, new rod bearings and stuff. So hopefully that all holds up. Hopefully he knew what he was doing. You know, you never know. It's got turbo obviously on it from CX Racing. Has a downpipe off a 7.3 IDI truck that I guess he had fabbed up that they just had to bend it. Got a couple other little things, front mount intercooler, maybe a Greddy knockoff or a Greddy blow-off valve. Got the R154 trans in it. It's got a cheap XPD clutch in it, stage 3 he said. It kind of runs terrible when it's cold. Like it barely runs. Once it warms up, it seems like it runs okay. But basically the interior is pretty stock. So we're gonna have to put my Sparco seat in it. These don't really work, so it was working and now it's not working. So we're gonna have to crank them back manually and unplug them so they just stay back until we get a harness bar and harnesses. It's got RPM gauge, boost gauge, a water temp gauge, and then it has a AM wideband and oil pressure. I have to weld in a bung for that to get that to work. So I'd like to know what the AFRs are. It's got Megan coilovers on it. It's pretty clean, like the car's pretty clean, besides the paint obviously being chipped off. But we're gonna get the big Country Labs wing on this thing. I already measured out, it'll fit. It's gonna look epic. It has a straight pipe exhaust with the ISR blast pipes on it that were off of SR20. He had a local fab guy out where he lived do that. It has excessive motor mounts, excessive trans mount, excessive one-piece driveline, and you can see we already have the diff out of it. So basically I took it around the block and it rallies. I'll insert a clip here. It's the first drive, bro.
Do something stupid.
Definitely gonna not do anything stupid. Okay, so it rallies obviously. So what was happening when it was rallying is it would kind of spin both and then unlock and spin one. And so we burned one tire all the way up the street, and in Mexico, of course, it wouldn't spin both tires. So for drifting, you need both tires to spin. So what we're doing is we're welding the diff. So this is the open diff. He said it was a VLSD. A lot of people confuse these for VLSDs because they kind of lock up a little bit sometimes, and so it kind of confuses you with a VLSD that may be worn out. But luckily for us, it's not a VLSD, so we're going to be able to clean it. I got some plates going right here. I'm going to cut some plates. I'm going to plate weld it. We're going to put that in. And then to get this thing ready for the track, I'm going to extend the lower control arms, mod the knuckles, do S14 inner tie rods. It has no power steering right now, so I might try to get a power steering pump off of it looks like online people are using the BMW E46 pumps. So I might Amazon a E46 pump. I need the bracket off of JZ, which sucks. So I don't know how to get the actual hard part bracket. I'm sure someone makes one. And then hopefully we can get the lines to work and hopefully the rack's not blown out. That's worst case scenario, rack's blown out. Then we'll just run no power steering at the event, which will suck, but is what it is. Front mount intercooler. I mean, you know the deal. This thing's gonna rally. It freaking rallies. It's pretty exciting. It is a little bit of a step back, but it is hopefully a step forward in the right direction with the power. Like this is a very expensive engine transmission combo. To do my car, I was gonna have to either pull the motor out and do a JZ, or which would have been crazy money, maybe turbo mine, maybe do an M3, maybe do LS. Like I didn't really like any of the options with it, so this is the better bet. We're gonna be selling the E46. Like I said, we'll put my seat in it, my wing on it. This thing should just be ripping. So we're trying to hit the December event, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. So sorry for sucking at filming, but I get so excited. I ended up trading my Wheeler for this, so it's kind of sentimental. It was a little bit of a it sucked because I've had that thing for so long. I've never owned anything that long for vehicle-wise. I always kind of like trade stuff around. The only thing I've been keeping around that long now is my Dodge pickup, which you guys have kind of seen on the channel here and there. But yeah, I mean, you know, we got another wheeler, so it's a double cab Tacoma. We're gonna build that thing, but it won't be nowhere near what my other wheeler was that you guys, you know, you saw it in the background. I never really explained it, but we had to put a little cash on top. We got to get some wheels. Probably gonna do 5-lug, re-drill the rotors, stuff like that. The guy gave us an ASV inline hydro. Might try to hook that up. I might not. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna try to do everything else first. See if I have any time left. If I have time, I'll do it. If I don't have time, because I really want to do the power steering. I gotta fix. They drilled out the turbo to get it to fit the manifold, and it leaks like crazy. So there's a lot of lag between shifts and stuff. So I gotta take the turbo off, weld that up, grind it, re-drill the hole, bolt that back down. I want to do the power steering, the angle, and the knuckles, and then obviously we're welding the diff right now. So this thing should be good to go. Oh, my seat and wing. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to do, and there's only, you know, a month and a half to go before the event, and I don't have a lot of time. So I'm gonna try to make it happen, and yeah. So I'll try to remember to film though. Back working on the 240. Just another day, another dollar. Pulling the knuckles so I can do extended. Just pulling the control arms so I can do extended control arms. And then we're modding the knuckles, and then I want to do 5-lug. But check this out. Cooked. Little bent. And then, you know, the paint's a little damaged, but this body's pretty clean. You're like, oh man, this thing's nice. Speed hole. No biggie. Because 2J. Man. But we got knuckles off. Got the hub, the rotors off. I'm gonna re-drill these for 5-lug, probably by hubs. I was gonna re-drill the hubs, but they have these little like bosses, and it's a little thicker where the stud goes, so I'm probably not gonna do that. So I won't cheap out that hard. Got a power steering bracket for the JZ pump. We got a JZ pump on the way. I got a V-band flange. This won't fit here. It's got a female. This has a male on it, and this won't fit. It's perfect size for the OD, but it won't fit. So I got to machine this out to 1780. It's like 1710. No big deal. Machine that out at work. And then I got a screamer pipe. I'll cut this really short. That'll fit in there. And I'll weld that. And I'll just I'll probably cut this off, weld it to there, to extend it down a little ways. Yeah. Another day back in the garage. Got an event coming up this weekend. The car's not going to make it. So we were shooting for a December event. Probably still shooting for that with this car. But we're taking the Beamer. It's my birthday, and my buddy Matt's birthday was a few days ago. So we switched the wing back over to the Beamer. We're taking the Beamer. The wing's back on the Beamer. The Beamer's ready to go. Seat's still in it. Everything's still working. Still runs, I think. I haven't started yet, but I'm sure it runs. So we're taking the Beamer because we have to. This thing, it's missing the wing. I didn't like the wing on it. I'm gonna be real. I didn't like the wing on it. This half was cheech anyway, a bunch of Bondo. Big Country Labs makes a wing that goes here. Bolts here, hangs way off the back. Way sicker, way doper, way more dope, bro. Going with the big wing. That'll be a while, though. No money. All right. Got the subframe out. So, pulled the subframe out. Got the rack out. Decided just to rebuild the rack. I'll show you. Just to take no chances. It's $40 for a seal kit, and I watched a video on YouTube, so now I'm a professional. I can do it, I think. So I'm going to move the rack forward. Cut all this out, move it forward. That looks easy. Just got to do it. I modded the knuckles already, so I made this jig. Mainly because the 240s at weird angles. The BMWs are not. You can do the BMWs flat on a plate. The 240s you can't. So made this. Goes in the vise. And the knuckle goes there, the right one, the left one, whatever. Cut it, 3/4 of an inch, move it over. Gave it a little less Ackerman. Like here would be 0. You see all my measuring stock where I went, and then that would be 0. So we gave it a little bit of Ackerman, and then obviously shortened it up a little bit. I didn't go crazy. A lot of guys shorten these way up. I didn't want over-centering issues. I just want the car to drive, have decent angle. So moving that forward, rebuilding the rack. Still got to drill the rotors. Got the pump in the mail. Brackets and everything. Gonna try to order the Chase Bays power steering kit for Black Friday. Machine this out, like I said, 1780. Ooh, little chatter. Oh well. Clips right on there now. Boom, sits flush. So we can build the screamer pipe now. So that's a little update on the 240 build. The BMW. Been back and forth on selling it. I posted it, and some people clowned me for having it. You know, I posted it to set up drift car, but some guys like, it has max speeding around coilovers. Like, cool, bro. I mean, it still has all these other parts, so suck it. Anyways, might just end up keeping it, mainly because, you know, when you have a party car and this car and that car, it's kind of nice to just, like, right now, we got another this weekend, the BMW, I mean, knock on wood, it's never broke. It just works. So, plus I have a, you know, pretty decent amount of parts set up in it to make a drift car. You know, it has, I mean, I've went over it in other videos, but it has all the right parts in it. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll put the Jay-Z in there. I don't know. Maybe we'll put the Jay-Z in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do. But in the end, most likely this thing's sticking around. And yeah, I think that'll do it for this video. But the next video, we're drifting. We are drifting. Spirit Peaks. Supposed to be great weather. I don't have a ton of tires, but Matt's going. My brother's going. I think Thomas isn't going. Kyler's not going. Trevor's going to hang out. I think Thomas is going to hang out too, but Kyler's in Florida. Yeah, it's going to be a freaking jam fest. I'm going to try and put it on Matt's door. It's going to be epic. Hopefully we don't crash, but I guess we'll see how it goes. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.